All right. Great pleasure. Bring back an old friend, Deputy Treasury Secretary Michael Faulkender, #2 man in Treasury. Mike, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We're going to have a panel later. It's not going to be televised. The moral imperative for growth. Okay, I'm going to moderate. You're going to be panelist. Steve Mnuchin's going to be a panelist. The moral imperative for economic growth serves everybody, it seems to me. What are your thoughts on this?
That's right, Larry. I mean, economic growth is not just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It is about improving the lives of everyday Americans. And when, the thing about being inspired of being here at the Reagan Library is to remember that one of his key tenets was individual liberty. And the way that we realize that individualism, the way that we see the American people best served, is to recognize that profit is a reward for serving your fellow American. It creates the incentive for you to provide something into the marketplace that other Americans want. And so rather than thinking that profit is something to be taxed or regulated or demonized, no, profit is to be celebrated. And that's why if we really want to make each other's lives better, is to recognize that incentivizing each other to be part of this economic system and to create value for others and be rewarded for doing so is beneficial to each other.
How about another thought I've always had? Don't punish success.
Right.
Reward success when it comes to taxing and regulating. And also, I think that Reagan and the Reagan crowd, of which I started my whole career with him in the budget office over 40 years ago, were pro-markets. Markets are colorblind, markets are race blind, markets are efficiency, markets, as you were saying, provide valuable goods and services. We need more. We don't want the government to run it. I don't want industrial policy. I don't want communism. I want markets. Reagan wanted markets.
Well, and Larry, President Reagan fully recognized that given that we are the most diverse country on the planet, if you are going to serve the diversity of the American people, the geographic diversity, the racial diversity, the age diversity that we have, it's not government deciding one size fits all for everybody. It is about the profit incentive, that reward that you get by serving those pockets of demography are actually going to make people's lives better. What government control does is it says, we're going to make everybody have the same thing. But once you recognize all of that heterogeneity in our population, all of the various backgrounds and interests that people have, you want to reward fulfilling those needs that can only be done locally with incentives.
Government socialism, man. It's just, we'll all be equally poor.
That's
so you
right.
grew up in a Reagan household, real quick?
I did. My grandmother would kick you out of her house if you said an ill word about Ronald Reagan.
Your grandmother. I love that.
Yes,
I love that.
That is where I came from, and that's why you and I have gotten along so well all these years.
Mike Faulkender, Deputy Treasury Secretary, and his grandmother.